This is Jason Delgado with Friends of Comic Con. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Bryan McClure.
And who do you play in Space Command?
Yeah, my character in this story is Captain Bradbury. I've moved up to Captain in this episode. In the previous ones, I was Lieutenant Bradbury beforehand, so I moved up.
Cool. So have you gotten to do any stunts so far in Space Command?
Yeah, I've done a few here and there. We'll be doing one in this episode where essentially I lose my eye. So that'll be an interesting one to see how that pans out. And Mark and I just tried on my futuristic looking eye patch, so that's pretty exciting.
Oh, that's cool. So how did you get involved with this series?
Sure. I actually have a unique path to getting here in that I won a talent search for it. Years ago, Mark started a worldwide talent search for 2 different roles. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but there was about 7,000 email inquiries about it. I think that they end up having something like, I don't know if it was 2,000 or 5,000 email submissions of auditions to it, but then it took about a year for them to sort through all the auditions, and then about 20 people were called back for the 2 different roles, and I was involved in those callbacks, and then ultimately I would book one of the 2 roles. So that's how I got here.
That's awesome. How did you first start acting? How did you do?
I actually never really even planned on acting myself. It was never something I grew up planning to do. I was looking for a summer job, and I saw something online that said make money acting. Now I tell people maybe they would want to vet that more than I did at the time, but thankfully it ended up coming from, it was a local talent agency where I was in Omaha, Nebraska, and that would ultimately translate into me auditioning for a commercial and booking it. I'm like, wow, this is a lot of fun. I'd love to learn more about this. So over time, my interest built up, and ultimately I felt like God was calling me to pursue it professionally. So that's when I moved from Omaha, Nebraska to Los Angeles, and I spent some time here before moving to Atlanta, Georgia. So.
Oh, very cool. And what are some of the movies that you're into?
That I'm into?
Yeah.
That I enjoy? Some of my favorite movies I enjoy, I often claim Lord of the Rings as my favorite movie series rather than just one movie, but love those, love the adventure of that. Comedy-wise, I like, my classic films are like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and Dumb and Dumber. Those ones really inform my comedy, so I'm a huge goofball. You can talk to any of the actors here on set, like I'm always like, I'll probably be the one to like make some stupid joke between takes or whatever. But those are some that I usually claim as my favorite films, although it's really hard to pinpoint just one because there's so many great movies out there, but those are some of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, definitely. So what's next for you after Space Command?
Yeah, I've actually been working on, over the last year or so, I've actually been working on creating myself, stepping more into the filmmaker shoes, and so me and 2 others have co-created, co-written a script, feature length, and we filmed earlier this year a promo for this film. And that's almost done, the post-production of that. It's in getting colored and the post-sound, and we have a guy doing some composing for us. So once that's complete, we'll have our whole pitch packet, and our goal is to then start pitching that. And so ideally, we would find the funding sooner than later, and then we'd be making our film switch. That's the goal. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I also work at Film Threat where we do indie movie reviews, so hopefully we'll see your film there maybe.
Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully it's a good review.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Comic Con?
Oh yeah, I've been with Space Command a number of times. I don't know if I can say, gosh, it's been over 5. Between 5 and 8, I don't know exactly how many times, but I've had the opportunity to go with Space Command quite a few times, and spoke on our panel. Gosh, has it been 4 times, 5 times? Something like that, but I have been there a number of times with Space Command. It's always an adventure.
Nice. Do you have any memories that stand out to you about Comic Con?
Gosh, Well, I was mentioning this to someone else earlier. I happened to be, it would have been in 2018. Do you need that light?
It's, I can still see you.
You can see all right. In 2018, I was working on a film called In Other Words, which is anybody can view it at this point. But we had all day shoots except for one Friday happened to be our night shoot, and that happened to be the same day that Space Command's panel was happening down at Comic Con. So one of our producers actually drove me down on Thursday night down to Comic Con, stayed the night at our executive producer's house. I took an Uber over to the convention center. It's like 5 minutes away. Did our panel, did a Getty image shoot, and then hopped back in the car and drove all the way back up to Malibu to just be in time for my call time, to where we shot overnight into the morning. But it was just like, the timing of it was so much fun. And I remember another time we were there ending up at a fun party and just like dancing out on the dance floor. There was another time me and Ethan and his wife Athena ended up attending a Sharknado panel.
Oh, yeah.
And I decided I was going to get up and ask a question. So I got up. We got this recorded because his wife recorded it, Athena. But I basically got up there and I said, hey guys, look, I came all the way down from Maine. I'm one of the world's top shark activists. Have you ever thought about what the sharks think about all this? And they didn't miss a beat. They just started improvising with me and just went right into it. And the audience kind of got a chuckle out of it, which was fun. But that was a fun memory up there. But it's always an adventure. So many different stories and those kinds of things.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to tell friends of Comic Con?
We'll just stay tuned for Space Command. We keep making them. This is, I'm not sure which episode this is. If you, I think Mark says this is our 7th and 8th episodes because it's a 2-hour story but broken up into 1-hour episodes. This would be our 7th and 8th, I believe is what he says. So we're starting to put them out there. So stay tuned. We got some really wonderful people in the sci-fi world in our projects. Doug Jones, Robert Picardo, Bill Mumy, Mira Furlan, and so on. So just keep tuning in, and hopefully you guys enjoy what you're seeing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.